Good morning, everybody. How are we doing? Thank you so much for tuning in. If this is your first time coming to my YouTube channel, my name is Ayobami Bakare, and in this particular video, we're going to be talking about your schools and the colleges and the universities that you have added in Common App, and also be reviewing some part of the writing. My last video was on the writing section in Common App, so I will be putting some finishing touches to that, and then we'll be talking about schools and the questions that you have to answer under each particular school, college, or university that you have added in your Common App. And so let's get right into it. So basically, for those of you that have been following my Common App section or my Common App series, you should be here with me. The colleges section. If you are not, that's not a problem. For those of you that are following me, your Common App section should look exactly like this. All of these are filled out. Do not worry if you don't have the courses and grades section part in your own Common App. Not every school requires that. I only chose a school that requires that in case some people also choose schools that require that, so that that part would be answered. And I hope everybody's getting the hang of their writing. You're able to send me your essays to proofread. I will be proofreading essays as soon as possible and getting back to you guys and giving you guys feedback. For those of you that joined the Zoom school, welcome. I hope you're enjoying the Zoom school. And for those of you that were like, oh my God, I missed it, you can still reach out to me and we can work something out, right? But just proofread your essay. So the University of Minnesota Twin Cities is the school, the only college that I have added. And over here, so when I ask you via email or in the comment section, check the college information of your school on Common App. This is basically where to check it. You come to the My Colleges tab, click your school, the arrow beside it, the drop down section, and you should see college information. You should see a lot of things in the college section, and you'll be able to, answer all of those things. And the writing supplement, like I explained, if your school requires a writing supplement, you will see that it is required in this particular section. So in the writing section, you would see if your school requires that. Maybe in my next video or even in this video, I will be adding another college that requires the writing supplements. And so you can see on here that schools that require the personal essay, and if a school requires the writing supplements, it would also pop up. So don't, like I said, not everybody's application is gonna be the same thing as yours. So don't say, oh, why don't I have this question on my own, or why do I have this question on my own? The answers you put in your previous the previous responses will determine the next boxes or questions that will be asked. So this is your main application. Now, when I say your main application, the Common App is basically your background, your build up for the school to understand where you're coming from. But each school has specific questions that they now want to ask you. So that's what I would say is your application to the school now. And so if you feel this is somewhere that I feel like you should keep in mind, that not necessarily play around with it, but just keep yourself um focused. So you can see on here that when I clicked this particular questions section, you can see that some of it they're ticked green already because of some of the answers that you have put in Common App. So don't fret if yours is not ticked green at all. That's not a problem. You can always answer that. So the questions, you can see the questions on this page are being asked by the school. And so sometimes some schools will not ask these questions and some schools will ask the same questions. You just put the same answer. So the difference between this one is you basically cannot copy and paste. So if it was another school now that was allowing a sort of spring entry or summer entry, or even for allowing you to apply by fall 2025, you would see the options here. But for University of Minnesota Twin Cities, you can only come in the fall 2024, your preferred admission plan. If you do not know what any of these are, please go and watch my previous videos. But I'm just going to give like a brief Explanation. Regular decision is basically you applying to any school that you choose to, and you get your admission decision or your admission response around February, March, April, or even January. But then if you choose early action, that means you get your response by December 15. That means you know if you've been accepted. When I say admission decision or admission response now, that means you know whether you've been accepted or rejected or even waitlisted by December 15th if you choose early action or early decision, which is not on here because they do not have that option for the University of Minnesota Twin Cities based on the answers that I have put on here. Might be the same for everybody, just these three options. Early action too is basically just the same. If you've chosen a school for early action, then you don't need to stress yourself. You can pick a school as early action two. Maybe you want your response by January. Early action two works. Regular decision also works. And so you are just, able to pick all of those things and decide which admission plan you want. But please watch my other video. I'll try to link the video in this particular section to that, or I'll link it down below so that you can follow along and understand what I mean. And so, like I said, I'm going to drop the video. But basically, regular decision simply means you apply and you follow the normal deadline and you get your response starting from January up to even May for a lot of schools, or for some schools, even after May. Early decision simply means that you can only apply to one school as early decision. And that means you are committing to that school. It is binding. That means you want to go to that school. That means once the school accepts you, you are going there. Early action and regular decision are non-binding. And so even if you get accepted, you can choose to go or choose not to go to that particular school. But then my video also explains like how to get out of the early decision aspect, especially if your ED school doesn't accept you, which is your early decision school. You can now apply and choose another school as early decision. And even for early decision, if you find out that they do not give you enough funding, then you can reach out to them and let them know so that they can, let you go in some sort of way, just so that you can apply to another school as ED. So I'm going to choose regular decision. Are you a US citizen? No. You can see, like we said, the asterisks are compulsory. I currently live in the United States. No, because I'm applying or I'm using this common app basically as a prototype for an international student. If you're living in the US already, please put that there. I will need I will need a visa to study in the United States. You can see here that it says states in which you claim legal residence. If you're an international applicant, please select not applicable. And so I'm going to put not applicable. Please select the option that best a member of any of these things. So I'm going to put none of the above. I can see that these are not even required, but I'm going to put it. I'm not American Indian. I'm not a US military service member. Post-high school or secondary school timeline. Does your work experience and activity information in the common application account for all of your time since graduating from high school or secondary school? It says if you're still in high school or secondary school, please reply yes. And I feel like you should also reply yes, even if you have graduated high school or secondary school, because in your common app section, you should have been able to put all of your work experience and activity. But like I said, the activity only allows you to put about 10 or 5 activities. So if you want to put more, just choose no. If you choose no, you're going to see that if there have been any breaks in your education after completing high school or between any years of college, we know that we're putting that we haven't gone to college because we haven't gone to any college. So let's say you finish high school from not from now, since 2022 or even since 2020. Explain what you've been doing since then, now that you want to resume in 2024, starting with the date you graduated from high school. Include all the activities, work, events, and school with date or month. All time must be accounted for. Please list in chronological order, which is why I also did another video explaining like what you can do in the gap of you waiting for admission, waiting before you begin your admission process. And so I'm also going to link that video down below, or just put it up there, just so that you guys can understand what I actually mean, or what the school is means by here. Please note that if there have been breaks in your education and your request to this question does not account for all times since your graduation, you will receive a request to provide a detailed list before an admission decision can be made. So you want to make sure that every single thing they need before an admission decision can be made, you submit everything at once. Like, obviously, circumstances might not allow you to submit everything at once, but if you are allowed to do that, or if you have the privilege to do that, please do that. So the Common Apps Standard Demographics section doesn't provide an option for, I do not know how to pronounce this, so I'm just gonna put CH Hmong. And so if you would like to share that you're H Hmong, please put that in here. If you would like to share that you are African American descending from specific regions, um now, you're not an African American, you're an African, so I'm not going to put anything there. I like to use a different name in my communications with the University of Minnesota, Twin Cities. And so when we're doing the profile section, that's why I was asking you, I'm telling you guys, they said, would you like it to share a different name? If you already put that in there, I don't think you need to put that here, but it just to make sure you can put yes, and it would ask you to put the preferred first name and last name. But if it's something like a nickname, then you don't need to stress yourself. You don't need to put that in writing, because for me, I did not know, right? I put my name as Ayobami, and then they were like, there's any preferred name, and I just put Ayo, like most people call me Ayo, right? And when I got to school, my ID card was Ayo Bakari instead of Ayobami Bakari. And so, and the names of your documents matter a lot. It doesn't matter if it's a nickname, blah, blah, blah. Some people are just Ayo. And so you need to be careful about that. Gender identity is optional. Personal pronoun is optional. You've already done all of this in the profile section, so you don't need to stress yourself. Check this box if you'd like to be emailed about LGBTQ plus resources and services at the University of Minnesota, Twin Cities. So that's totally up to you if you want to receive information about that. Sha. Me, I don't want to receive information about it because I'm not interested, and that's not my identity. Our identity is in Christ Jesus, people of God. All right, so that brings me to the I know this might seem a bit long. Maybe I'm going to have to cut the recommender section into another video because this one is already looking long. People of God, it's looking long. Just give me a minute. All right, so we finished the general part, academics, and now this is when you begin to actually choose your major of interest. And so it says here that based on your major selection, the screen will indicate the U of M college to which you'll be considered for admission. You'll be automatically considered for admission to the U of M colleges, and also any U of M colleges that are a good fit with your academic interest and preparation. Please note that the nursing major is only available until the November 1st nursing deadline. So nursing students, open your ears. So my first, what do I want to do? So if I want to study accounting, I will be admitted to the Carson School of Management. And so that's why I was explaining that inside every school, there's a school, there's a college. And so you need to be careful about, like, you might be looking for your course in, some schools have School of Business and School of Management separate. And so you might be looking for accounting in School of Business when it is a School of Management like this one. So be very careful. And so there are a lot of courses on here. So now you can see that there was just accounting. And I have business accounting. I have business, agriculture, blah, blah, blah. I have business and marketing education. So this is in the College of Education and Human Development. So let us be divinely guided in whatever it is that we're choosing. But none of these things interest me except just accounting. Because we want to do financial forensic accounting. So select an additional major within your first choice college. And so let's say you want to do something like biochemistry, they're going to ask you to choose another major that is still under like that biochemistry. Let me see, which school is biochemistry? Okay. The name of, okay, biochemistry is in the College of Biological Sciences. So if I was to choose that, my alternate major would probably be something like biology, Yeah, or I'll probably go down and look for other. I will not go down in Jesus' name. I'll probably scroll down and look for other ones. So now I can now choose business accounting or business entrepreneurial management or even business finance. Um, so for some majors, two colleges are available, and this is for people that now want to do something like a dual degree, um, so or a minor. So I'm gonna do. I wanted to do French, but let's do something. I saw economics somewhere, so I'm gonna do applied economics, and that's in the College of Food, Agricultural, and all of those things. So you can see, you can be looking for it. Be very careful. So I can do agricultural, communication, and marketing because these are all related to like the business and the accounting that I still want to do. But maybe I have interest in agric now or food sciences. Are you following? So in the kids, please include an explanation of why you'd like to study the majors. You may also use this space to indicate your interest in other majors in the colleges listed above. So this is a good place to begin to state that you want to do a dual degree, that you want to do a minor in something. And so I feel like I've explained all of that. If I have not done a video about dual degree, accelerated degrees, minors, 3+2, 4+1, 2+2s. If I've not done a video on that, please comment that in the comment section so that I can make a video on that promptly. I feel like I'm going to have to, okay, so this is required. And so I'm just gonna put, sorry, I have a code. So yeah. So I'm just gonna put accounting, and it says that the maximum here is 150 words. So you can just explain whatever it is you want to do. For someone like me now that I want to do accounting, but I'm also looking to do a minor in French, you can do something like that. You can explain that here. Even if like French is not listed as a major there, it might be a minor. And so you can now list it there. So don't need to panic. Do your future plans include obtaining a graduate or professional degree? Yes. And so why do they ask these questions? Because some schools offer 4+1, 3+1. 4+1 is basically your 4 years of undergraduate and 1 year of masters. So in 5 years, you have your bachelor's and master's degree together, which is something that I am looking to do. And so, which is why they're asking these questions. But if you don't know, just put note at this time. If at any point in time you change your mind, your academic advisor is definitely there to answer you. Please select your interest from the list below. You can see here, maybe you want to get your MBA, mortuary science. Nah. So if it's graduate school, maybe you just want to get your master's or PhD. I'm just going to put MBA, like, and then you're able to put like two or more. If you want to go on to law school, if you want to select any programs in which you have participated. I have not participated in anything in this place. And so, like I said, not everything works together. I think some Nigerians actually write the national merit exam. I'm not sure. Please select any true programs you have in which you have participated. None. You can see that these are not ticked to red or asterisk red like this one. So it's not a compulsory question. And so, please pardon me if this video is long. I feel like this video is getting long. Once I'm a long way to go, maybe I'm going to cut it into two just so that you can grasp. Parents listed here will receive occasional email updates about events or deadlines from the Office of Admissions. If you don't list your parent there, they will not add them to their mailing list. And so even before I traveled or even before I went to school, my mom was receiving emails like, oh, Ayobami's application is about to be due. Ayobami's, the deadline is blah, blah, blah. Ayobami's scholarship, this. Ayobami still needs to submit some documents. Ayobami's file has not been completed. And so many emails will be coming to your parents. And by the end of the day, you get accepted. Your parents also be sent like what is that word? Facebook. Yeah. So some schools have like the Facebook page for parents, Instagram page, different groups. And so I feel like there's so many things that even though my mom doesn't really, look at it because I'm still gonna check it. Because she's like, oh, you're the one that knows this good stuff. And so you might have parents like that. But if you know that, oh, your parents are people that want to be actively involved, like they want to be the one, checking. That's not a bad thing. I'm so happy for you, right? My parents were involved, but it wasn't like checking. They were more or less involved with Alpha, give us update, like with your mouth. and they're praying along with you. And so if you choose yes, you're going to be able to, you can see that you're still coming back to testing here again. And so yes, then I'll be able to put their first name, last name, relationship to me, their email address, if I want to add another person. And so for some of you that maybe you have a sponsor that is like, oh, I want to be receiving updates regarding you, please put their name here. If some of you are like, some of you are applying and you're like, oh, I have a legal guardian that wants to have updates about me, please put that there. I feel like that should not be a part that stresses you at all. I'm trying to rush through this thing, but if you're having any issues or you have any questions, you will not have issues in Jesus' name. If you have any questions, please reach out to me in the comment section or via email. The comment section is better so that other people that have those questions can just, read through and look at my answers and do as needed. But obviously there's some personal stuff that you can now send to me via email. And so at this point, I feel like I will be stopping this video here, and from there we would start the family information in my next video, which should be next week. So please work on this 4 aspects. Next week, if this video is long, right? So by God's grace and God willing, I'll be able to do that. And so upper week, we can now discuss recommenders and FEPA. That might also be another long video, especially because I want to, bring 2 people in to talk about like what your recommenders would see from their end, what your counselors and your teachers, what they're going to see from their end, especially for schools that have not had any student like apply using Common App before, and to just to put them through sort of a tutorial for themselves, blood of Jesus. All right, so thank you so much for tuning into this video. Unfortunately, next week, God willing, I will complete the questions aspect. And so some schools might not have this much questions, but some schools will have a lot of questions just on the academics alone. And for some, you can see like maybe the academics part is just 3 questions. And so with these few points of mine, I hope I'll be able to convince you and not to confuse you that you should start working hard on your application, because there's so many provisions to come in from time to time, especially now that school applications are open. I hope you guys have started applying or started streamlining your schools. I have so many videos on streamlining and all of those things. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Take care. Bye, guys.